First, I want to congratulate you, not just for graduating, but doing that while also overcoming some of the hardest and most difficult moments in our history. Right? This isn't a time to be dark. This is truly just a time to congratulate all of you and to celebrate you. But I do want to remind you that you've lived through a moment in history where kids were being put in cages, right? Where black lives and brown lives have been declared less worthy than white lives. You've been living in a moment where Latinos witnessed one of the largest mass shootings against us. And you did all of this in the middle of an unprecedented pandemic, right? And you did all of that while still holding your head up high. So you do deserve an extra congratulations for all of that. Many of you may not know who I am, but I do want you to know that I know who you are and that I am proud of you, right? I'm one of your biggest fans, and I mean that, right? A lot of my work is about storytelling, right? I go out, I've traveled across the country to tell stories. And the stories that have struck me the most are the ones about your generation. Because you are the generation that has taught me what it means to be brave, right? What it means to speak up. And you've taught me what it means to stand up for one's dignity, right? That's everything that I've learned from your generation, right? From people like my brother and my sister. And so thank you. I want to keep this short. Look, I graduated at a time when Barack Obama had just become president, right? And the message that he was offering to us, right? What he was promising to people like me, to my generation, was hope and change, right? And as the daughter of two immigrants, one from Cuba and one from Mexico, right? Both of them journalists, both of them coming to this country looking for liberties and freedoms, right? Just like many of your parents, hope and change really struck with me. But the America that you're graduating in is very, very different from the one that I did, right? You're stepping into a country, right? You're stepping into a world where hope and change, that message, isn't really being led by anyone, right? And the biggest difference between my graduation and yours is that you are the leaders that are offering hope and change in this country, right? You are the leaders that we are now looking up to, right? You are the ones that are giving us that promise, right? You're the first in your family, right? You're the first people in your families to be graduating, right? You are the ones that are coming up with creative solutions. You're the ones that are telling us that the status quo doesn't really work. You're the ones that are turning all of this pain, right, into action. You're the ones that are telling us that equality truly doesn't mean anything unless every single person is equal, right? That's you. And so that is one of the biggest difference between now and then, which leads me to where we are right now, right? We're in the middle of two historic moments. We're in the middle of an unprecedented pandemic, and we're also living a historic moment where the country is in the middle of a battle between whether or not black lives are as worthy as white lives. And there's two things that we can really learn from this. The first one is that this pandemic has shown us that our community cannot rely on the government to survive, right? In cities like New York City, which is where I live, Latinos are dying at higher rates than any other demographic, right? Undocumented folks don't even have resources and basic resources from the federal government to survive. And Mexican families that I talk to almost every single day can't even pay to bury their loved ones, right? So again, one of the most important lessons is that we cannot rely on the government to survive. The other important lesson, as the protests are happening across the country, is that black lives and black people are also part of our communities, right? Afro-Latinos exist among us. No, they are part of us. They are our brothers and our sisters, no, nuestros hermanos y nuestras hermanas. And that's a really important lesson to ingrain into our minds. And this is where you come in. You come in by filling in the cracks and the gaps that the system can't handle, right? You come in by advocating for those that have been left out, like Afro-Latinos, and you come in by using your voice and your power to vote, right? Because if you want this government, your local government, your federal government to look more like you, then you have to vote. And so I want to finish just the way that I started, right? By congratulating you. Tomorrow, take a moment to celebrate with your friends, with your families, because what you did is incredibly huge. And then tomorrow, hold your head up high and lead us towards the country you want, right? Because I know that if people like you are in power again, then what I told you before about believing in hope and change will maybe become true.
Hello and congratulations to the class of 2020. I'm Harris County Judge Lina Hidalgo. These are unprecedented times, and folks across our community and nation face challenges unlike any we've seen ever before. For the graduating class of 2020, this year will be especially memorable. You've spent what was supposed to be your best year of school at home. You won't be able to have a prom nor the chance to walk across the stage, but that doesn't diminish your accomplishment. It doesn't make your years of hard work and dedication any less important. If anything, these times we find ourselves in, the challenges we face, make your investment in your education more important than ever. COVID-19 shook the foundation of our society and our world, straining healthcare systems, devastating economies. Every one of us knows someone who's been affected by the virus, who's been sick, who's been laid off, or who's even passed away. But together we're fighting back. And so far, we've stayed ahead of this thing by being aggressive and working together. We're doing better than almost every big city in America because of you and your families, because of everyone who stepped up big by staying home, social distancing, sometimes even at great financial and psychological costs. But even when we get through this, it will take another Herculean effort to get our economy back on track. Generations are often called upon to face incredible challenges, and you, the class of 2020, Generation Z, are called upon to shoulder a greater responsibility than most that have come before. But people always shine in the darkest times. When our backs are against the wall, we find a way to fight back and to thrive. The foundation of modern medicine was developed in World War I. World War II brought women into the workplace, and we stayed there. The Cold War led to the development of the internet and space flight. And now, in the age of COVID, we have an opportunity to reshape our world, to make it even stronger and more resilient. In an age of social distancing, we need the generation who was on the internet before they could walk, the generation who video chats as effortlessly as they talk. We need you now more than ever to be bold, to be innovators, to rebuild our economy, to build a Harris County capable of responding of the demands of a new age. Perhaps go into public health to help us respond to pandemics. Go into tech and engineering to help us build smart cities and a world-class transportation system. Or go into government to help us build a system capable of addressing economic challenges or whatever Mother Nature throws at us. I need you, your community needs you, Harris County needs you, solving some of our greatest problems. We need you to continue investing in yourselves, in your education, so you can help us take the reins. Today's all about celebration. But tomorrow will be about you stepping out into the world as bold thinkers, as leaders, as doers, as risk takers. Don't ask permission to change the world. It belongs to you. Go forth, make it better, make it stronger, more resilient. Again, congratulations. I'll see you in the arena soon.